Hi everyone, meteorologist Chad Evans here with a look at your daily weather forecast video, sponsored always by Trent Johnson State Farm. TrentIsMyAgent.com. Of course, a lot of wind last night. Part of it was just gradient wind ahead of a line of storms, and then just behind the line of storms. Some of it was just with the rain pulling down some of that wind energy that was so strong, less than a mile off the ground. And then we had some stronger winds with the actual little line of heavier rain and storms that went through. And these are the measured gusts with the line that came through, that little kind of what we call a QLCS squall line, a narrow wavy line that's typical during the cold season in a high shear but pretty low instability environment. And I'll tell you, if we would have had more cape or buoyancy or instability, we would have had a much bigger severe weather event, given how much shear, wind energy, and spin was available. Regardless, we still had a gust of 47 with the line as it moved over the Purdue Airport, 50 south of Montmorency, 50 east of Attica, 58 at the Kentland Airport, 51 at the Peru Airport, and a gust of 58 northeast of Michigan town, but the highest gust was 62 miles an hour southeast of Covington. And when you take into account all of the wind gusts, these include the gradient winds, any intense gusts with the rain, and then the wind with the actual little narrow line of storms, that 62 was the highest measured gust in the entire forecast area for last night. Peak gust 55 Fowler though. There's the 52 at Monon, the 53 at the Cass County Airport, 54 at the Purdue Airport. So the gradient winds and the wind with just the rain was higher than actually what occurred with that little line of storms. Gust of 52 at the Frankfurt Airport, and finally a gust of 48 here south of Brookston. Also very warm. We broke the record on 2 dates because we had record warmth just before midnight, and then we had record warmth just after midnight. So that 65-degree maximum temperature that we had before midnight broke yesterday's record, and then the 64 after midnight also broke the record for today. But look at those high temperatures overnight. 66 Covington and Attica, 63 at Flora, 63 east of Fowler. We got to 61 at Monon and 62 at Peru. You might notice those daffodils poking up with that kind of warmth coming in, and the silver maple buds swelling out there, especially down in the southern part of our area. That 65 broke the record of 63 set in 2008, and a long-standing January 9th record. The old record 61 in 1880. Remember, Greater Lafayette records go back to 1864, but the airport ended up at 64 degrees, so that would break that record by 3 degrees. Now colder weather is coming in. We've got multiple Alberta clippers that will pass next week with some rain, snow, then snow showers. Could be some very minor accumulations around before we get a little rain. Before that, we get a little rain tomorrow though, and a few snow showers tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, and into Sunday. 2 main cold waves. The first one is not as potent as the second one, and the first one is of shorter duration, but both of them may have some impactful wintry weather associated with them in the form of some snow, maybe a little ice sneaking in. You know, we've had some bursts of sunshine right here, a little hole in the low clouds in our northern counties here this late afternoon. The rest of the area, a lot of clouds around, and we're still going to have some of these low clouds around at times into the evening. Some partial clearing though, but our next storm system is way down here, and these clouds will rapidly begin to overspread the area tonight. Now with the sun's out, we've bounced back to 47 at Monon and 48 at Morocco, but it's 44 at Flora, 43 here at Galveston, and we're holding at 45 at Lebanon. Note the clearing right here at Remington, but still a lot of low-grade clouds here on 231 at Linden. So the next wave of rainfall comes in tomorrow morning. Watch it right here. Morning into midday, then it exits. A little wave of rain, albeit fairly light. And then after a little sun, we see more clouds and some scattered snow showers coming in tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, and into part of Sunday. That could deposit a few localized dustings. Beyond that point though, Monday's not bad. We start to warm up, pretty strong west wind, but this little clipper will approach. We've got really two that will come in from the northwest. I would say Wednesday and into Wednesday night. First a few rain showers, then some scattered rain and snow showers come in. Eventually it's just going to be all snow showers with time Wednesday night. That could put down some light dustings as well. Then we go Thursday to next Saturday, and you'll notice one or two other little clippers come through with some snow showers and snow squalls. Again, a few little dustings or coverings of the grass in places. This clipper could merge with a storm down here off the coast of Florida. This could actually bring a pretty big nor'easter to parts of the mid-Atlantic and northeast, generally interior northeast and mid-Atlantic. So potential's there for heavy snow from North Carolina up here to Maine. Keep an eye on that. But what that storm will do, just keep the cold air coming in and keep these little disturbances and little clippers coming in with a scattering of snow showers for us. So there it goes out of the way, the cold coming in. But then I do think with time, we've got to watch areas down here in Texas, because the cold will keep coming in. There's going to be a storm that forms down here, and that could bring snow, maybe a little ice to the area. That is one to watch. And then even colder air comes in behind it. But then we get a warm up before another wave of cold comes in very late January and into early February. So you're going to notice several little batches of cold coming in. So what I'm looking at here is the 14th through the 27th. We've got one batch of brief cold that comes in. There'll be another one that follows. It may moderate very briefly, and then there'll be another batch of much colder air that comes in behind that one. That is the one that will really bring the colder air in. Now, also I'm thinking that the second wave of cold air that comes in very late January will be much longer lasting. So the first one, few days where it's the coldest. The second one could last for a good week, the way it's looking right now, with temperatures below to way below normal. That one will have more punch to it. The first one, we may get some low temperatures near zero if we lay down snowpack or a little below zero. Second one could have readings quite a bit below zero for low temperatures and wind chills way below zero, and it could very well have a winter weather system associated with it as well. So for tomorrow, after we drop into the 30s tonight, we hit our high in the low 40s early in the morning. Then temperatures fall a little bit in the afternoon. Now, I do think after at least that wave of rain in the morning, we get a little sun for a while and the clouds come back in and we start to get a few snow showers in the evening. But highs from 38 to 45 and then slowly falling a little bit in the afternoon. And the wind will kick up from the northwest, gusts 27 to 40. Now on Sunday, 24 in the morning, some scattered snow showers up to about noon, some local dustings, and then the sun comes out mixed with some clouds. The wind, though, is still pretty brisk. It's going to be a pretty windy Sunday morning and then right into the mid-afternoon hours, gusts 30 to 42. So with temperatures in the 20s and those kinds of winds in the morning, your wind chills are going to be around 10 to the mid-teens, with highs anywhere from 29 at Rochester to 34 at Cayuga. Around freezing, common from Florida, Pine Village, Frankfort area, Michigan town, but around 30 up here at Royal Center and 31 at Remington. 41 Monday, so we warm up a little bit, kind of breezy, warmer Tuesday, but we cloud up with 46. And then some scattered rain showers come in. And then a scattering of rain, 2 snow showers Wednesday in the afternoon and evening as temperatures start to fall. Some scattered snow showers mainly Thursday morning, and some scattered snow showers possible late Friday. Any one of those little clippers could bring some very minor accumulations, dustings, whitenings of the grass. And that applies even to next Saturday, but notice how much colder it will be getting as highs drop to the teens, and then we will watch potential system down in Texas that comes in and brings snow and kind of reinforces the cold for a time. Then that cold goes away and my eyes will turn to very late January and early February for the second, more potent round of cold.